What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. The GSR Integra we swapped in the K28 Type R into is finally done. The car went home 2 days ago after we took it to Red Zone Antioch. Big shout out to guys for tuning the car and making some awesome power. Although it was raining, couldn't really do any real pulls, but I can tell you, just driving it all the way back home, the car feels amazing. I'm pretty sure Eric is going to have so much fun with it, because just him in the passenger seat alone already tells me he's going to enjoy this car. But if you guys haven't seen the entire playlist from when we went B to K, and if you have an Integra wanting to do a K swap, the entire playlist literally covered everything step by step to get your car converted over to K series. Obviously, if you guys have been watching channels for a long time, I do get cars that come in like Eric bringing his Integra over. It really helps me out if you guys provide just about everything. I know you guys see that I hoard a lot of stuff all the time. It doesn't mean I have stuff for your guys' build when you want to get stuff done from me, but be like Eric. He brought me just about everything, 95% of the list, and the K-swap process went by super freaking fast. He got his car back in a short period of time, and if you guys saw that video, we went to the dyno. Me and Eric, we went to go eat after the fact, and we were just kind of sitting in the diner for like 2 hours just chopping it up. And I'm very glad to say that, you know, him being a subscriber for a very long time now just became a really good friend of mine as well too. So Eric, if you're watching, man, thank you for the work, and I hope you enjoy the build. Right after Eric took the car home, we got another car dropped off, and I'm gonna say this right now, this car is not gonna be anything extensive right now. So we have a CRV on the driveway, and this is actually a buddy of mine who's been needing work done to the car. So really quickly, I want to show you guys the CRV. This is an RD1. It's like a 99. Belongs to my buddy Longneck, and he's been on the channel before. If you guys are OGs, you guys probably remember the silver EK with the B20 VTEC with the blue SSR wheels. This is his car. He, you know, kind of went through with life, got kids now, family, you know, and he's just been super busy, but now he got back into a Honda CRV. So this is a 5-speed, and in today's video we're going to be doing pretty much the whole shebang. Pull the cylinder head off, and then it's going to be a couple of days, get the cylinder head back, reinstall it with the new head gasket, water pump, timing belt, tensioner. We're going to be doing the inner outer tie rods, the ball joints, pretty much give this thing an overhaul so he can drive this car without any overheating or smoking on diesel issues, which is what the car is having issues with right now. And then, as I mentioned, later down the road it's going to come back, and we're gonna boost the shit out of it. So right now all we're doing is pulling off the cylinder head. I'm gonna throw you guys up on the laps. Let's get to work. So I pulled the cylinder head off about an hour ago, did some research on my laptop, and I just finished stripping it down to the bare. When it goes to the machine shop for like a head resurface, it has to be like bare and flat. So the LSB20 head had all these studs. I took them all off. Obviously the cams and lifters are all off. Intake manifolds completely off. Water neck sensors completely off. Dowel pin completely off. And by the looks of the cylinder head, somebody had done some maintenance on it before. Now the head gasket itself, not in the best condition. All the coating are completely gone on the bottom side, and a little bit on the top side are gone as well too. So head gasket definitely is due, but the cylinder head, it has a whole bunch of new seals on it. Somebody used high temp red RTV. I really hate these high temp RTV. It looks fugly as hell. But cam seals, everything has been changed out by somebody before. Timing belt is a Gates. Somebody did that. The water pump down here also looks new, like somebody changed it before. But we're going to be changing all of it out again, just for his peace of mind. Everything is fresh. The cylinder itself, the block looks okay. It's just a lot of like surface like imperfection. I'm going to clean before the new head goes on. I did spend a little time trying to pull his head off because I was trying to keep the manifold in the engine bay, but it was a fight because I couldn't get to the bolts, granted this dumb bracket in the way. So I pulled the whole manifold off with the cylinder head, make my life easier, and that is ready to go to the machine shop. Everything is kind of put away for right now, and tomorrow I'm going to pick back up with the suspension components, ball joints, inner outer tie rods, and new boots as well too. We'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so I came out here and I went through all the boxes of everything he had for me to work on this CRV, and there's a lot more stuff in here than we had talked about, but I did call him and we kind of talked about what we are actually doing and what we're not touching. So let's start right here. So he told me inner outer tie rods and ball joints, and we have that. We have tie rods, we have the ball joints, and the only thing we don't have is bellows, which he's going to grab for me tomorrow. He thought it came with it, but it doesn't. The bellows on the car currently are shot. They're done diddy, right? And there are lower control arms and there's upper control arms. He said don't worry about the upper control arms, they're brand new, because the car has camber kits already, so I'm not worried about that. There are lower control arms we didn't talk about, and we're just gonna do it because the spindle's coming off anyways. A couple more bolts, the lower control arm, we can just take it off and replace it. So we're gonna do lower control arm as well too. And there are rotors and brake pads that, again, we didn't talk about, but again, spindles coming apart, rotors coming off, and we're just gonna change them out as we're doing everything. And then over here we have the timing belt water pump stuff, but there's also a full reseal kit. So I asked him about all of this. So right here we have new head bolts, and I'm not sure if I want to run these new head bolts just because they're from China and I do much prefer the OEM unit, but we'll compare them. If it looks good, we'll run them. Oil pan gasket right here wasn't on the list. He told me not to worry about this. Everything in this box here, the only thing we're using is water pump, timing belt tensioner, probably the cam seals as well too, because they globbed RTV on the one that's on the cams currently. Valve cover gasket, head gasket, and if the intake manifold gasket comes back good, because I don't want to tear this off, and somebody did replace it before. If this one tears up coming back from the machine shop, we'll probably use that as well too. Valve cover gasket and grommets and such. So yeah, that's everything that we have going on for this CRV. And over here for the cylinder head, we have new seals as mentioned and new valves. He's gonna be picking this up tomorrow to drop it off to get it to the machine shop, so it doesn't you know, like, the process takes a couple of days. So the sooner he can get it out, the sooner we can get it back. So this is all for him tomorrow. So I had a little mishap earlier. I took off all the suspension and the axle was kind of like just hanging out, and the driver's side, it hung so low that the cup separated from the joints, and I couldn't get the tripod back into the cup. The CRV bearings are a little different than the regular Civic and Integra. They have like a little backing plate on the bearing, and the bearing only goes in one way. So I had to cut the strap, put the tripod back in, and re-strap it, so it's all good to go now. So I knocked off the ball joints already and took off the rotor right there along with the control arm, and I'm about to press in the new ball joint. Now the RD1 CRV specifically this year, it's very common that the ball joints like to fail. I see it so many times on the CRV Facebook group of people losing their wheel because of a ball joint failure. From factory, as far as I've seen, I've done this a couple of times, they don't have a circlip. You don't even see a groove on the ball joint for a circlip. And if you're not using the 555 replacement ball joints, find a ball joint that has the groove right here. Now there are some ball joints that has grooves but does not protrude out of the spindle. So from the looks of this one looks like we might be able to put a circlip on it. So be sure when you're buying replacements, get the ones with the circlip, the clip that goes right in between here to keep this from separating out of the spindle. So I'm gonna go grab my tool. I'm gonna press in the ball joints right now. Circlip installed, but look at his lug nuts. Yeah, too short. Get it? Damn, my guy out here fancy, looking good. Wow. So Eric stopped by earlier and he dropped off the bellows so we can do the inner and outer tie rods. Yes sir, let's go. Got that Dominic Toretto wrench. See if I can break the inner rods loose. Huh, looks like it's already loose. That took no effort at all. Huh. Okay. Got the new rods lengthened, and typically I always do inner rod, then boot, then outer rod, but it looks straightforward to just do it this way. Got the boots all strapped down, and that little breather hose on the inside is also connected. Inner outer tie rods done, cotter pin installed, and it's pretty close to where we had it before. The steering wheel is straight and the wheel looks straight to my crooked eyes. God damn, this thing is dirty. I don't know if I have any more acid cleaner. I need to order some more. Ooh, I have a little bit. Just a little bit. Not too shabby for barely scrubbing it. A little bit of oven cleaner. No pressure washer. Not shabby. Tension the belt and like have access. So I was gonna put the timing cover back on right now, but I decided I'm gonna put the cylinder head on first, just so it's easy to access the tensioner and such. So the cylinder head actually came back yesterday, and I actually went on a side quest, which you'll see in a different video, but we have the cylinder head right here, completely refreshed, and it actually came back a day early. The cylinder head went through a resurface, so it's all nice and cut. It had all the valves taken out, super duper clean. I think 3 valves were replaced, and the shop said to keep the OEM valves because they're obviously better. And the 3 that was replaced, I believe it was these 2 right here in the bottom, and then this one right here. So only 3 valves got replaced, the seals got replaced, and everything went through like super hot tank. Dude, it looks super freaking clean. I'm not sure how I feel about these aftermarket head bolts, but again, he bought these and he wants me to change them out too. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I go live streams on the weekends, typically both days, if not one of the 2 days. And this past weekend, we went live stream with a lot of you guys who joined in, and we kind of just talk about what we did for the day, what I did, what you guys did, and, you know, kind of interact with you guys and you guys interacting with each other. I brought up a topic about what I've seen on a lot of YouTubers' channel where they try to make everything like super picture perfect, right? There's still a lot of like true YouTubers, car content creators who kind of show pros and cons of like building cars, right? And I try to tell people that my videos are about vibes. Aside from motivating and inspiring stuff I try to put out for you guys, it's about vibes, right? And I show you guys just about everything as we go. So tonight, right now is one of those, like, you know, not everything goes perfect. So it's nightfall and we're like 10:30 right now, and the reason for that is because I kind of got way ahead of myself. I think the last thing I shown you guys was installing the cylinder head and torquing it down. So I went and I did all the timing stuff, all the valve train, intake manifold, header, everything is back on. And I had an issue with trying to get this thing to time, and it was always a tooth off one or the other way, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I took everything apart again and I looked at the crank. I didn't take a picture of it. The keyway for the crank, for some reason, this car I feel like somebody has taken this car apart before. The keyway on the crank is a little smushed, so the crank pulley can move left and right while the rest of like the crank and the timing gear and all, it doesn't move. It's just the crank that's moving by itself. So when I had it aligned one way, I couldn't get the belt to go on, and then when I was rotating and it was the other way, it just wouldn't seem to line up. And then I noticed it, tried to dead center it, and then you know, I timed it, and then I got it to be where I want it to be, where I'm comfortable with it. And then after I did the timing and I was Gucci with it, I forgot the freaking inner timing cover. So then I had to take the entire timing cover back off, cam gears back off, just to put that plastic cover back on. All of my cars, I never run the timing cover, never, ever. So when I was putting this back together, I didn't even think about it until I was done, and I looked on the floor and I was like, how to do it again. So I spent a lot of time doing the timing stuff, and everything seems to be Gucci now. And then I started, you know, putting everything back together. I'm kind of cooked right now, guys, and I think it sucks to say it, man, but I'm gonna have to carry this on till tomorrow. You guys see how flat that O-ring is? This distributor is like freaking soaked with oil. So I scrubbed it down just a little bit, and we're gonna change it out. Right there. I want to dry fire the engine to kind of prime the oil. I'm going to dry fire it to get the oil circulated. Taking out the fuse should disable the ECU from firing the injectors. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the fuse back in. You should be able to hear the fuel. So the CRV turns on and it actually sounds really good. All the smoke right here is just from my hands touching like the header, and it's just burning off like residuals. So before it gets too hot, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, and then I'm gonna put all the gaskets and everything and kind of button up all the stuff that needs to go back in, and then we'll bleed the cooling system. Something's going on with the heater blower motor, or whatever that noise is. That's crazy. Okay, so a couple of things. One, the car is so damn quiet, I thought the car was turned off when I was in neutral. Two, the clutch super stock. Three, it sounds like a release bearing or a input shaft bearing, and I can hear the shields on the spindles rubbing up on the rotor just a little bit, like just a little bit. The steering itself, after the inner and outer tie rod, kind of straight for the most part, but you do have to kind of like hold the steering wheel because it does want to go right just a little bit, but that's kind of given when you put new suspension components. The car definitely needs an alignment. Other than that, I mean, temperature seems to be holding up really well. The car seems to be idling, no surge, no weird noises whatsoever. Happy with that. The rotors and pads are also brand new, so it's gonna take some miles for it to like grip pretty good, but they work as they should. The car looks really good on the Tesla wheels. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Not shabby. And it doesn't ride bad at all for the purple Max Peony rod coilovers. I got a question to ask you guys. So I don't know what bird that is right there, but it's been here for the last week or so, and he's doing that chirping thing, and he's always jumping on the fence, and like he's like walking around here doing that chirping thing, and then he'll be on the ground chirping. And then earlier when I moved the CRV over here, he came to the floor over here and was doing that same chirping thing. And then when I walked up to it, jumping to the tree, now that I'm parked back over here, it's right there on top of the roof. Does that mean anything? Let me know. So I'm gonna spend some time to clean all my stuff right now in the garage. All this stuff right here got to go into the trunk of the CRV, and we're just about done with today's video. You guys hear the bird? It's chirping again. But anyways, we're done for today's video. I just wanted to collage everything we did with this CRV into one, and I know we did quite a bit. The car came in like 4 days ago, and we did pretty much inner outer tie rods, ball joints, bellows, and then we took off the cylinder head, sent it off to the machine shop, which took 2 days before it came back, which then had the head resurfaced, the new seals, the valves, and we slapped the cylinder head back on along with new timing belt tensioner, water pump. We did cam seals, valve cover gasket seals, valve lash, distributor O-ring, and we did quite a bit. I just want to squeeze all of that into today's video. I didn't want to make it like a DIY how to do your water pump like I've done so many B-series timing components video. It applies the same way for the LSV B20V videos I've done before, along with the Type R when we rebuilt it. So I didn't want to make it like a specific thorough video on that. I really am trying to work on my schedule, so I have some other things planned. This car kind of just cut line and came in, and I told my buddy, I was like, yeah, you know, I'll take care of it. It should have been quick. I just spent one more day more than I should have, but it is what it is. We're really in no rush, and I just wanted to get it all done. So we finished all of that, and while we were in the process of like doing all the maintenance on this CRV, my buddy decided, he finally gave me an answer. He decided that he wants to buy my turbo kit and he wants me to install it. I've had this turbo kit sitting for about 2 years now. This came off my cousin's Integra. He gave it back to me when he sold his car, and I have no use for it as of right now. And even if I built a turbo kit, if I got rid of this one, I do have another one in the back of my shelving right there. So I told him, I said, this one specifically though is designed for AC and power steering. So all of this should fit in his CRV with obviously some mods to like charge piping and stuff. I pretty much gave him a killer freaking deal with installation on the entire turbo kit. So he wants to install it, and I'm gonna say it right now, some of the stuff that I mentioned that I needed to mod, which I didn't do in today's video, is pertaining to that. So we're gonna do those mods in the next CRV video when we put that turbo kit in. I might split that into two parts, where I'm going to do all the hot parts, and then we're going to do the cold parts, and then I'm probably going to build them an exhaust system as well too. So all of that is going to be in the next CRV video, which is why the car is still here, tuxedo chilling right there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. A little bit of CRV content maintenance stuff. This is the stuff that I don't really like want to record because it kind of takes away my algorithm just a little bit, but I figured I'd just take you guys along. Everything that I do here on a day-to-day basis is somewhat content worthy. So I know you guys have been asking about CRV, and I decided to film this one for you guys, but we are going to be doing some turbo stuff with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, be sure to leave a thumbs up, and if you guys want to stick around for the turbo kit installation of the CRV, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the subscribe. Be sure to hit the subscribe. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Damn. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see Turbo CRV content. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.